Hi everyone, Sutipong here. Today I'm going to show you how to use FDDWorks to create the fault detection and diagnostic. As you can see in the workbench, we need to create the model to have the symptom and cause for the fault. As you can see in workbench and analytics, FDDWorks, we have created some folder here, my model folder. I have created the model for the boiler here. We can right click on the folder and add diagnostic model. And in this model, for example, when I create the model, it will be blank for the symptom and cause. This is the symptom and this is the cause. You can add the symptom and cause. I have created a boiler model, and with the symptom, gas leak sensor active, high water pressure, low water temperature. This is the symptom. And the cause, a cause-stat issue, expansion tank failure, gas pipe leakage, igniter failure. And I can give the weight. For example, the gas leak sensor active can impact to gas pipe leak and impact to igniter failure. We can specify the number here and it will be calculated to %. And after create a model, go to the equipment class and create the equipment class. In this example boiler, I have created a equipment class property, command, gas leak sensor, high water pressure. In each property, I have linked as the dynamic tag or static value if you want. For this example, I have used the dynamic tag and used the parameter instead of the tag directly, because we can use this in the equipment. After create those, we can double click on the boiler in the parameter tab and click on the button detect. It will be detect all parameter of the properties and list here. Now we have applied the FDDWorks. It will be blank before this time. Just click on the plus icon and select FDDWorks, and you can select the model for this, and it will bring all model that we have created. We can specify the expression for each symptom. In this case, for gas leak sensor active, I have used the alias here. We can use the alias, for example, if I typing something here as the alias, it will be automatically bring me the text box here, and I can link to the property itself of the equipment class. And when we delete it, the text box will be disappear. Now I have used the gas leak sensor alias and I have linked to the property gas leak itself. Same to other symptom. In this symptom, high water pressure, I just use the alias and link to the property of the sensor. And the low water temperature, I use the alias and compare to some constant value. In this example, if the water temperature is less than 80, it will be symptom. And I have linked the water temp alias to the property of the boiler itself. Now we have the property of the equipment class, and we have applied the FDDWorks. Go to fault definition here, and we have the fault. We have created some fault here: circular pump operation and outside temperature high. We can add the fault here and name it, expand it to see fault rule. We can use the expression for fault rule. For example, I use the true for duration to detect if the command is off, but the pump status still keep running. The pump status still on for 5 seconds. This will be true, and the fault happen. And I can use the alias and link to the property of the equipment class as you can see here. And another fault, if the command is on, but the outside temperature still greater than 24 Celsius for 5 seconds, you can use minute instead. In this example, I use only 5 seconds. It will be fault. Now we have the symptom and the fault. We are ready to use this equipment class. Hit apply and create the equipment. I have created equipment at the ingredients mixing tank. Right click on the ingredients mixing tank and add the equipment from library and select boiler and hit OK. You can create a multiple instance, but for this example I will create one for boiler 3 and hit instantiate and close, and it will create a boiler 3 for you with the parameter. And we need to specify each property data source. In this case, I have created boiler 1 and boiler 2 and linked the parameter, each parameter, to OPC tag or data source, as you can see. And when double click on the boiler 1, it will be FDDWorks apply already with the fault, because we have applied it in the equipment class. We can specify the fault cost if we want. During this period, it will calculate cost for you. Now start the point manager of the asset and also the analytics point manager. The FDDWorks analytics point manager. Now create some display. Bring the control, the asset navigator first, and specify the root asset path, ingredients, mixing tank, and hit OK. And at the navigation tab, check on write to data source. It will write the data to this variable, and we can use this variable in other control. In this case, I will use the fault viewer. Place on the display and select viewer type, for example, as the fault statistic. And another control, fault viewer, for the fault incident or active fault incident. And when we double click on it, as you can see, this is the same variable that we have specified in the navigator. We will use on the fault viewer as well. As you can see here, this is the all faults in the ingredients mixing tank, and we can select for boiler 1, boiler 2, and boiler 3. And when we click on each fault, it will be the details here with the duration. As you can see, this is the duration of each fault, and this is the active fault. The active fault will not have the duration yet. And I have created a chart here from the GridWorks viewer. This is the grid, and I have added the chart, pie chart here. And with the series, I use the global alias here. In this example, the global alias name is incident. Same to the grid here. And I will create some command in the fault viewer to assign the incident alias. We use runtime tab and check on command on events. With the raw click, as you can see, I have applied the set global alias here, and we can specify the target. This is the name of the current display, GWX1, and I have created some expression here. To read the asset path, how to use this, how to bring this to the expression, we can click on the variable button and add the context variable tab. As you can see, this is asset path, file name, severity, and so on. you can use that in the expression. This will bring the asset path and send to the global alias here with the time range today until now. I hit OK. We can use this technique to the log, the history log as well. The history log will be under my computer and analytics, FDD works, and ingredient mixing tank. And you can see the boiler and the fault incident log. You can link this from the database connection as well, because this database is in a Microsoft SQL Express. It will be in the ICO Unified Config under table, and you could see the table of the fault detection, FDD fault incident 2 here, and this is the cost here. As you can see, this is the cost, and we can bring that to the graphic display as well. When we select the ingredient mixing tank and select some fault, it will bring chart, and the history, it will bring the chart as well, because we use same technique to send the value to the global alias and use that global alias in the GridWorks viewer. Thank you for watching.